been studying homelessness for over 30 years now, so kind of coinciding with interest in the general public in the United States. I mean, before that, there wasn't that much interest in homelessness, either in professional circles or in the media or anywhere. It's really been since the 80s that we've seen this growth, and I kind of went along with that growth. We've studied, there's 3 major subgroups among homeless people that we can talk about. So of course there's homeless single adults, what we think of when we, somebody panhandling, some old guy or bag lady panhandling or something, and that's a large group of homeless population. But also there's homeless families, which tend to be young women with young children. Not too often do you see mom, pop, and the kids together, and you usually don't see older kids homeless. The older kids are usually kind of pawned off on family members or something. And so homeless families are young women with young children. And then the third group are homeless youth. And with homeless youth, of course, it's really important to say what's the age range. So you can have homeless minors who are under 18, like 13 to 17, and that's a somewhat different group than 18 to 25 or 26. Usually when we say homeless youth, we're talking about up to age 25 or 26. The way I like to think about it, there's a nice analogy of homelessness being like a game of musical chairs, where the chairs are low-income housing units, and there's too many people for all the chairs. That's sort of basic to our society and most other developed countries in the world, that the development of the economy and capitalism and so forth, however you want to put it, it's created this situation where there are people that it's sort of okay to throw them away. If they don't compete in society and don't get the jobs and get the housing, well then, so what? We don't need them.
Detroit Rescue Mission Ministries is a Christian nonprofit organization. It was established in 1909 in the city of Detroit to help the poor. At the beginning, it started as a soup kitchen as well as a shelter. And throughout the years, it had grown to become one of the largest rescue missions in the country. Every day now, we service about 2,200 people. We provide meals to we provide about 4,500 meals every single day. We have a whole continuum of care services within the Detroit Rescue Mission Ministries. So we start with the shelter. We have also inpatient, outpatient treatment programs. We have transitional housing programs. We have permanent housing programs. We have youth programs. We have camps for the kids throughout the summer. We have job training programs. We help the veterans who are homeless. We help the men and women. Well, the number one that Detroit Rescue Mission Ministries' secret of success is that we bring God into the equation at all time. Where we value all other organizations, we think they do a lot of good work. We think that we do the same, but we add one more component, is we bring God into the equation. So people look up for something that somebody they can talk to, somebody they can rely on, and to get them out of the addiction and get them out of the environment that they've been into. So that's the major component. Then the other one is we focus too much on what's needed for the well-being of the individual that we serve, to make sure that they will become totally independent and not moving from being dependent on drugs and alcohol or homelessness to become codependent on the government or the Detroit Rescue Mission. We make sure that they will become totally independent individuals or family, that they can earn their living, pay their taxes, and live on their own.
Morning, come on in. How are you? We need some. Morning, how are you? He has forgiven me to the point that his desire for me now is only Good. Now that's complete forgiveness, and that's where God wants to take us.
So let me ask, because this has to become practical. If we're not going to actually take action with it, it's just a bunch of talk. And one may say, what does this have to do with my circumstances? I'm telling you, it has everything to do with yours and my circumstances right now. Because ultimately our goal is to find God's purpose for our lives. He wants to do something for it. And so if we're wanting that as our goal, forgiveness clears the path for him to be able to lead us the way he wants to. So,
We're talking, 25, 30% of the homeless adult population has a serious mental disorder. So it's not a majority, not even close. Also, it's important to recognize that the psychological damage that occurs to homeless people often is before they become homeless. It's not just being homeless that's bad news, but it's typically a range of other events that led you up to becoming homeless, like being a woman who's getting abused, or being in jail.
And we hope that somebody will listen to us, and then we will work all together to make sure to not patch the problem, but treat the root of the problem so we won't have it again. Until then, we don't see a good decrease. Unfortunately,
It's still the case that a lot of the resources that we have for homelessness are oriented towards kind of emergency care. We don't want them to freeze to death, so let's put them in a shelter. We don't want them to starve to death, so let's give them some free food. Well, but they're still homeless the next day. It doesn't do anything for kind of getting them out of homelessness permanently. We need to devote a lot more resources than what we are. And we could end homelessness if we really put our minds to it.